One little step forward, perfect.
Let's go.
What does mastering the offense look like to you? Will says you're getting there.
Yeah, just full command, feeling really good and being super decisive in decision making. I feel like in the spring, there was a part of it just kind of learning the language and the ins and out of the offense, but I think now it's executing at a high level, getting protected, and then of course coverage ID, so you can just be even more clear on what you want to do with the football. So it's important. I touch the ball every single play, so a guy doing that, there's got to be trust, belief, and in every decision I make. So.
Broad question, what are your impressions of the first week or so of fall camp? What stands out?
Just a lot of competition. I think, like I said, in spring, that's my, comparison, I guess you could say, to a camp. But just from spring to now, everyone's running around, knowing exactly what to do. And now it's just competition, So the best ones compete at a high level, and there's been a lot of guys out there doing that. So it's still early, first week, and we still got a lot coming up. So just continue to do that, stack days, so that we come to scrimmages and kind of more of those team periods. There's the best amount of work we can get.
We hear from a couple of transfers like yourself about how it's different here. All right, that was Derek and Brandon who weren't here necessarily in the spring, so you have that. But all right, but this is your third school, so what's different? What is different here compared to Oklahoma, compared to UCF? And what makes this different?
Yeah, I just think it's unique to this year in terms of talent, but also the way we run things. I think is definitely different than I'm used to, and that's definitely me being my freshman year 2019. There's definitely been a lot of rule changes as well. So I think the main difference is we maximize our time as much as we can, and if we got this time to that time, we're going to be there, and we're going to be very intentional with that. So I think everyone gets the same amount of time and does similar things and lifts and practices and team runs and stuff like that. But I think what you do in that and how you do it is extremely important, and I think we do a good job maximizing that.
You talked about competition. How have the guys in your room pushed you to be better? I mean, everyone seems to be.
Yeah, I think just competition in general. I've been the young guy where I'm competing about older dudes. It's a 5-star, and I've been in the middle of the pack in my career that's also had a 5-star backup, and then continuing again. So 5-star, 4-star, whatever, 3-star. I think even a walk-on, when you get into these environments, you got to be on your P's and Q's, in your meeting room, who can answer the questions the quickest. And Brock Thomas is a guy who's really smart and soft-spoken, but knows answers, and I think we all push each other in every area of the field. And you go on the field, and everyone can make every single throw, but we just continue to push each other on consistency. And like I said, it's something I'm very used to and love because it's everyone just trying to make each other better, and that's what the team is for. So just like they do with me, I try to do for them, and so forth. So.
What's it been like over the past few months, basically having a documentary crew follow you around with this stuff?
Shoot, I'd say we don't notice it as much because of how much cameras are around. At least as I've gotten older, I feel like more and more cameras have gotten around. So it's just what you're used to. And then in the spirit of the moment, in practice, you don't see any of that. I think you notice more getting called for interviews and stuff like that. But I think it's necessary. It's super cool, and documenting, each year. Shoot, you never know how it's going to end, so you might as well be a part of it,
Where have you seen Dante and Austin maybe make most progress in spring?
Yeah, I think just getting older and having experience in camps and here in the offense and being coached by the same coach. I think he's a guy who's transferred to 3 schools and have had a bunch of coaches. Consistency is huge, and having kind of a set routine that you can build with someone. I think you just get better within that. and you don't have to reset your clock again and learning something new. So I just think for them too, and shoot me as well, just the experience with everyone. And the more reps you get, the better. So I think you look at everyone, it's mentally, it's physically. I think you just see a more experienced version, more seasoned version, I guess you could say.
We talked 5 weeks ago back in Louisiana about you and Pancho getting that snaps down and putting in more time here. So, all right, now that full pads are on, how much more confident do you feel about that today, and how much more has to get ironed out? We stop talking about this.
Yeah, I've never felt, I've never questioned that one bit. I think we do a great job of getting those QB center exchanges, and yeah, I haven't noticed it one bit. I think it's when you talk about it too much, then you make it an issue or make something simple harder, which I think we overcomplicate a lot of things and just in life in general. So it's reps. I think reps, experience of it, and this is a guy who's just played center. January 3rd was the bowl game. 2nd? 1st? January 1st. So, and he's a freshman, but all this to say, he's had 7-8 months of it, and 3-4 months from the spring game. The dude's evolved and he's gotten a lot better, and I think more than anything for Pancho, he's just stepped up in protections and being super decisive with his calls. So I think that all helps and intertwines into just being able to execute his job cold.
We've been hearing a lot of hype about Kenyan Sadik from players and coaches alike. What have you seen from him both this spring, from spring to now, and fall camp?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably been the most consistent dude, I would say. And, athletically, he can do a bunch, but that I think limits, the type of person he is and how humble and soft-spoken, yet just a ultimate competitor. So I think when you get that combination of a person, he's extremely talented. He's made a bunch of plays as well and been in the right spots. So I think that's why I say, athletically he can do a lot, but him putting himself in a position to make those plays is a whole nother thing. So I think the world of him. I think the world of the tight friends room. But yeah, they're solid and been having a great camp.
What are you trying to get out of this first scrimmage? All these couple of fall scrimmages for that matter. Like, what are you going to feel happy about on Saturday night when you're looking back at the film these upcoming weekends? You feel like you've accomplished something, you've improved, you've developed. What's it going to take? Yeah,
just execution at a high level. Being really good, not to coach speak because I'm a player, but third downs, efficiency. You can't emphasize that enough. In the red area, scoring a bunch, and just moving forward. Not taking negative plays, sacks. Definitely no turnovers. So I think executing at a high level and being able to watch the film and be like, that's a clear, decisive decision to the right person. So that's what I think would be a successful scrimmage practice.
Good?
Thank you.
Thanks, Dillon.